Hey guys, I am back and we've got a new toy from ThruNite, one of my favorite flashlight companies. Ding! That's my phone somewhere. So we are looking at the ThruNite T1 1500 lumen. It's an EDC type flashlight. This is a desert tan, cool white bulb. It's one of their newest ones. It is, they're getting smaller. Everybody wants to get a smaller, brighter flashlight in your hand. And this is ThruNite's entry to compete with some of the smaller O-lights and such. So we're going to take a look at it. Please screw down the light head and tail cap tightly before use. And that's some other languages, so we can put that over there. Now, ThruNite has always made good quality products. Let's see, we've got a clip, which, okay, so the clip's not on there. Nice desert tan anodized aluminum body all around. Little external charging port. And it comes with the USB wire to do so. And a couple O-rings. And an extra, well, you know what, we'll just open up that accessory packet rather than taking a look, because I'm going to want to put the lanyard on it. But we've got an extra rubber cover for the charging port there. We've got a lanyard, a couple O-rings that can go in there. We've got our instructions, and we've got a little ThruNite, flyer. So kind of standard contents. Not everybody gives you extra parts. ThruNite always does, though, which is cool. So here's the T1 in my hand, very small. You can see it's, nice color on it. We don't have to take anything out of this, I don't think. All we got to do is screw it together. And that's how they prevent, your battery from draining in transit. So let's get our clip. Now, you can physically put the clip any way you want, but it's designed to go this way. There we go. And I always, just as a rule of thumb, I like to put my clips, if possible, I set them 180 degrees from the switch, and that's, an in-the-dark landmarking thing for me. So if I can't see exactly where the switch is and I'm not really familiar with the flashlight itself, all I have to do is feel where that clip is, and I know that 180 degrees away from that on the other side is where the switch is, and it's usually a good way to do that. That's just me. So very lightweight, fits in your hand. Looking at the manual here, let me get you a shot of all the different modes that it has, rather than just talking to you about them. So take a look. Here's all the different modes that this thing will do. I'll hold there for a second for you to read. I'm trying to hold it nice and still. Okay. You can always go back and, look at that freeze frame again. So some of the features, number one, we've got power indicator, a little light inside LED inside your power switch, which is cool. Flashing red, red, and blue. So 1 to 10%, it flashes red. 11 to 20, it is steady red. And then 21 to 100%, we've got a blue indicator there. And you can't see it right now, but we'll probably see it outside later. It's blue, so we're good. Weatherproof, IPX8, so at least 30 minutes in 2 meters of water, should you drop it in there, or just need to take it underwater for a bit. So good weatherproofing. You can drop it from 1.5 meters, pretty good. It's got a throw of approximately 102 meters, according to the instructions. It'll give you its brightest light, 1500 lumens, on a timer for 3 minutes. Now, a lot of flashlights, a lot of these high-power lights have a timer there, mostly to save your battery and to prevent overheating. These things tend to get very, very hot on the highest illumination level. You can always put it back up there if you want, but it'll go from 1500 to 400 lumens, so it'll give you 3 minutes at 1500 and then 52 minutes after that. And then you have your other levels. We're going to look at it here, and we'll take it outside on my little flashlight range, and we'll see how it actually does in the dark. One of the things about this thing is that it is very small and light, though. So EDC friendly, pocket friendly, in the glove compartment, in the center console of your car, in a small pack, in a purse, cargo pocket, something where you don't want a light to take up a whole lot of space, but still give you a pretty powerful light. 1500 lumens is a lot of light. It's probably more light than most people need for an average, camping trip, or, just even looking for something in the car or EDC situation. 1500 lumens in someone's face is definitely enough to blind them, or at least, stun them momentarily as you're, giving yourself a moment to back away and think of your next step. It goes all the way down to 1/2 lumen for firefly mode, which is pretty good if you're trying to preserve night vision. And strobe, about 1/3 of the total lumens at 550 lumens. So, and 550 lumens, believe me, is still pretty bright in the dark in someone's face. So let's get a handle on how the whole thing works. So just pressing the button turns it on and off, which you can kind of see here a little bit. I got the lights on and everything. I can feel a little bit of heat just coming off this light right away, which is interesting. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So once it's on, you just hold down the switch, and I love when it does this. So you've got your different levels, but you can actually rotate through, and then it flashes to let you know when you've gotten to the lowest or highest level. So let me turn one of my lights off. So now we are in what they call, that's their infinity mode switch, because you can basically go anywhere you want from the high to the low. So we are at 15 lumens right now, and we'll hold it down, and it goes all the way up to 685 lumens. Now, it's not going to look that bright right now because, of course, the camera attenuates light, and we've got some light in there. But you notice it flashes to let you know when you get from one end of the spectrum. There it goes. And now it's going to go all the way back up and flash again. So you can actually stop at any point you like. And just hold it there. And it has a memory function. So when we turn it off, it comes back on in the closest mode to that last level you set it at. So that's interesting. From off, if we hold it down, now you can't see it here at all, but it's on in the 1/2 lumen firefly mode right now. So yeah, you're not going to be able to see it. You'll see it outside. And then if we hold it down, it turns it off again. From that, you turn it off, and then you press the button again, turn it on, and it brings it back to regular mode. If you hold it down in firefly mode, it's going to give you the lockout feature, so that if you have it in a bag with a lot of other stuff, you don't want it turning on accidentally, you can lock it out. And then you just hold it back down until it turns back on, and then there it is. If we give it 3 clicks, this is a strobe warning here. That gets you to your 550 lumen strobe, and turn it off again. And 2 clicks from off brings it to your turbo, and if you hold it down, it'll start rotating through your infinity modes again. And let's see, from on, you can also double click to get back to your turbo, and then we can rotate back through. So a small light with lots of modes. I mean, it is a small light, and it doesn't have like some lights we've tested recently have hundreds of meters of throw. Some lights have huge battery life, of days at a time. This doesn't, because it's not intended to have that. Although the Firefly will stay on for 12 days, the Infinity Low will stay on for 35 hours. you know, this is more of a EDC friendly size kind of light to get you through just in the immediate time, but provide you a nice quality, very bright light. Charging, let's see, you know, this clip kind of gets in the way just a little bit. Come on, there we go. All right, so charging is done just through, you don't even have to, you know, take the battery out or anything. You could take the battery out and put in a battery charger if you want, but your USB plugs right in there, and it goes from red when charging to blue when it's all done, just to let you know, and that's all water resistant and everything. The battery inside, there's what it comes with. There we go. So 1100 milliamp hour battery. Of course, it's going to have a smaller battery. You know, it's a smaller light. And you probably could get an adapter for disposable alkaline batteries if you want as well. But altogether, it's a nice little package for this light. So what do you say we take this guy outside and see what it can do? And I will explain for those uninitiated into my little flashlight testing area. I'm going to get a pin to put this in as well, or maybe not. There we go. I will explain the flashlight testing area for those who don't know how I do my flashlight testing area when we get out there. But I will see you momentarily outside. Okay, folks, so I'm outside. You can hear crickets and such, proving I'm outside. You can't see anything though, because it's dark out. It's 2 in the morning. So the way I'm going to do this is I have the camera exactly 100 feet from one of the 2 haunted red sheds that occupy my backyard. They are haunted, so we're not going out there. But on the shed that is exactly 100 feet from where we are now, and there is a playground, you know, swing set, jungle gym, whatever, in the way now, that there hasn't been in the past. But there is a bunch of FireTac and BSSL reflective markers on there. And we're going to use those to test the flashlight. At 50 feet off to the right a little bit, there are some other FireTac range markers on a trekking pole stuck in the dirt. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the modes of the light. We're going to see how the light not only, you know, throws light downrange to reflect off those markers, but we're going to see the quality of the light, the depth of field of the light, how wide the light is, you know, as we kind of look left and right and rotate the light around a little bit and get a sense of how well this thing works. So I've got the light in my hand, and I'm gonna put it right up on top of the camera so we can see. And I'm gonna start with the Firefly mode, which I'm sure you cannot see anything. This is my hand in front of the camera. It's almost like looking through a little night vision thing because it's so dim. I have the camera now looking down at the ground, and right in front of the camera there's a log and a little toy badminton racket and stuff. You can't even really see anything because the half lumen is, oh, you know what, I had this thing pointed perfectly where it needed to point too. You just can't see anything. By the way, I have the camera zoomed in a little bit to see appropriately downrange, but this is my hand right in front of the camera, and you can see that, but you can't really see anything else. So half lumen, we're not going to see anything far away. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to turn it back on now, and we're in low power. Now, I don't know if you can see the 50-foot ones pretty well on low power here. There they are, off to the right. But we're not seeing, I don't think. Sometimes when I put it on the computer, I can see a little better. All right, let's start rotating through. I'm about halfway now. You can see the 100-foot markers over there. This is as I rotate a little left and right. 50-foot markers are nice and bright. Rotating all the way. Well, I guess we did hit high power. Let's go back. Now high power is pretty good. This is right on top of the camera. So you can see how bright those 100-foot markers are. This is left and right. Let's take a look up there. I'm going to zoom out. So now you can see at full distance the reflective aspect. I mean, you can see, unfortunately, like I said, we have the playground in the way now. I took the swings down though, so you have a clear shot of those reflective trail markers, and you can see the even at about 45 degrees off, the light is wide enough that it's hitting those 50-foot ones pretty nicely. So this is giving a really nice wide beam of light, not just a spotlight. And we're going to go for, I'm going to turn it off, we're going to go for turbo. This is high. It's hard to differentiate the high from the turbo right now. Yeah, you can see a little bit further into the woods on the turbo, back beyond the shed. Okay, here comes the strobe, which is actually, it's going so fast, it's kind of hard to make out, but if it was in your face, you'd definitely see it. Okay. The turbo certainly does get hot. It's a pretty good light. I mean, for a small light this size, the width of coverage is really nice. So let's take this inside to wrap it up. Okay, so really good performance actually in a light this small. I was really surprised, and you know, I think especially for the price, I would put this up against, you know, something from Olight or a similar brand in a you know, a light comparable in size and weight. I think this is a really good purchase. I think this would be a great buy. This will be so I'll have this on my Amazon influencer page under flashlights if you just want to click there and take a look. I'm really honestly impressed with how well this did. I didn't mention, but it's got the, you know, the two-way clip, so you can deep carry in your pocket or clip it on a bill of a hat and have a hands-free light, by the way. Really cool light. Just my one complaint is it is so small and light that it's, you know, gets lost in the hand a little bit when you have big hands. But I mean, I think people want a small. I mean, for EDC, this is a great option. Great option. So there you go. What do you guys think? You know, performance meet kind of what you thought it was going to when we were doing the actual unboxing, or what? ThruNite, you know, one of my top 4 brands. Really, like my top 4 brands are Olight, Nitecore, ThruNite, and Softern. I love what the 4 of them bring to the table. They're really, really great. So I got some more videos I want to knock out today. But remember that you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.